I have really prepared for this, and yet are we ever prepared for the moment as it opens before us? It's always the question I ask myself. It's been a very interesting couple of weeks. Miri's beautiful son has been here from Madrid, and so it was so interesting to have a young man, his early 30s, to be in conversation. He's hard worker, he's got a job, and of course online, so he's able to carry forth. And I felt like I wanted to give him something. I wanted to inspire him in some way, but I wasn't exactly sure. And finally, I just reverted to where it all starts anyway. You know, where does it start? And so I asked him, why are you here on this planet? What are you here to do? And I realized that it's not a question that people ask. You know, it was sort of set him back. And it was very charming, of course. He said, well, I'm here to have fun. I said, really? Really? Okay, that's a setup for sure. Here to have fun. Are you having fun? Well, sometimes I'm having fun, but not all the time. Well, yeah, right. Okay, well, let me just take a moment to share how we set things up, you know, because his mom is so involved, media is so involved with Tara and the practice, and she's often encouraged him to invite Tara into his life. And so he was curious. He wanted to know, yeah, sure, but you know, how does it work? So I said, well, it starts just by me asking you, what is your potential? What is your human potential? What are you here for? What are you capable of? And then I said, don't answer that question. These are just provocative ideas, because what we're into is provoking the mind, to push against the mind, to look at the mind, to see what are its contents, and how do we work with it? Because how we work with the mind is going to be everything about what we experience, whether we're having fun or whether we're miserable. It all has to do with the mind. It doesn't have to do with our circumstances. So he sort of took that in, thought that was kind of interesting. And then we went from there. So we started, of course, with the prayer of motivation in my way of talking about it, which was to say, inside of you, you already have all this information. You know what I'm talking about, but you can't necessarily put words to it. And yet, this is our underlying wisdom. This is what each one of us has. This is our human potential when we're talking about potential. And when we understand that, the deeper we go into that, the more capable we are of living a life of loving compassion, because we recognize we're all in this boat together. It's not just me and my fun. Because I said, you know, if the people around you are not happy, are you happy? Is it even possible to be happy if the people around you are not? And of course, there, yeah, I mean, really, any thinking person understands that. And so we went from there then to understanding wisdom. And of course, this is going to come up a few times in the course of this transmission this afternoon. I guess for us, it's almost evening. The thing is to understand the mind. The mind is deep. It's not shallow, it's deep. And words can take us into the depth, but they can't go there. The experience of the depths of our mind is far beyond what we can verbalize, but we can experience it. Do you understand that? Do you really understand that? When I say those words, some part of the mind, your mind, because now I'm talking to you, stops. It simply stops, and it knows exactly what I'm talking about beyond words. And this is where in the study of these practices, this is where we go. This is where we really are taken into the depths of the mind's experience. And we can start to see the way it constructs and how these constructions bind us. So we got as far as wisdom and compassion. And then I said, the next thing we talk about is skill. And then we went from there to refuge and bodhicitta to really understand, because it's very beautiful to see him with his family here. I mean, one of the reasons he came was to visit Miri's mom, to stay with her 86-year-old mother, and to be with family and to see how supported he is. And so how we could understand when I talk about refuge, that it's not just some ephemeral Tara that he doesn't know, that he's coming to know, that he's coming to develop some kind of relationship with, but it's his family who have been so beautifully supportive and loving, and whom he shares his love with. And it reminded me again, who are our sources of refuge and how very important they are. So then we went on to the prayer of bodhicitta, just to say, when you engage in this way, you want to think about what you have to give to the world. It's not only what you have to get, fun, but it's also, what do you have to give? And that, of course, what we have to give is our loving compassion, and to be as skillful as possible. We were sitting in a restaurant where we were having this conversation, and I said, look around us. We're all so privileged here. We have everything we need to be able to engage in this discovery of who we truly are and how to use the powers of the mind. It's all here, and how exceptionally rare that is. Look at, we're sitting here having this conversation. But if you look at all the people in that room, we don't know if they have the same good fortune to be able to really penetrate to the depths of our human opportunity. And so here we are, my dear friends. And in order to engage more fully in these practices, I'm going to invite you to start with our two basic dances, which is the prayer of motivation and refuge and bodhicitta. So I'm going to slip into the other room so I could dance together with Miri. And I know that she reminded me I need to turn off my microphone when I do that. So here we go, everybody. Let's stand up and dance.
I am here to manifest
I invoke the presence of the lineage of teachers. I invoke the presence of the enlightened ones. I invoke the presence of their teachings. I invoke the presence of the community of practitioners. I am inspired by the lineage of teachers. I am inspired by the enlightened ones. I am inspired by their teachings. I am inspired by the community of practitioners. My path is supported by the lineage of teachers. My path is supported by the enlightened ones. My path is supported by their teachings. My path is supported by the community of practitioners. Until the heart of enlightenment is reached, I go for refuge to the three jewels. I will attain enlightenment. For the sake of all beings. Until the heart of enlightenment is reached, I go for refuge to the three jewels. I will attain enlightenment. For the sake of all beings. Until the heart of enlightenment is reached, I go for refuge to the three jewels. I will attain enlightenment. For the sake of all beings. Okay, so that's our foundation. That's our foundation. The reason we're here and the support that we have. From there, I went on to invite him to just think about four things. And these, of course, are the four thoughts that turn the mind. First of all, to be grateful for this incredible opportunity. Secondly, to realize impermanence. It doesn't last and death is coming. Thirdly, to understand the nature of cause and effect, which is karma. And fourthly, to understand samsara, the whole story of never finding true satisfaction. So that's in brief the layout of the land. How do we proceed then? So I want to share with you a book that from an author who really inspires me, Ken MacLeod. Ken MacLeod did 2 3-year retreats with Kalu Rinpoche, which was one of my teachers, the old Kalu. And 3-year retreats are no joke. And he was his translator, and he's been a translator for 20 years. He's written books about this. So it was very interesting when he decided to write a book about the Vajrayana, because the Vajrayana has a lot of different, I want to say misunderstandings, but let's just say different interpretations, because truly it's a vast subject. It's developed steam over the course of several thousands of years, and it's been extremely effective in demonstrating its power through the beings that have achieved something through the practices. And it's very accessible to us right now. We have these very great beings, these very great teachers who have made themselves available. One of the problems with these great teachers that have made themselves available is they speak Tibetan and they come out of a feudal culture. And so because of this, there are some gaps that are very often missing in the transmission from them to their Western students. This is where someone like Ken really comes in handy, because having so much experience himself, he's able to really bring some essence to the transmission of these great beings. So this book about the Vajrayana coming from Ken for me was very exciting. I really waited until I had the time to really absorb it. And having read through it several times, I can honestly say I recommend it, but yes and no. I have my own way of engaging in these practices because of my personal experience. And I often agree very much with what Ken is transmitting, but also it gets a little dense. He gets a little dense. He's very verbal. And so I've tried to select pieces that I thought would be. Is there a problem?
If you talk too fast, the people.
I'm talking too fast because Zenya is trying to
And
translate.
the people can't, it's too much. People start to go.
Sorry, Zenya. I'll try to talk slower. I'll try to remember someone is translating. Yeah, and I'm so grateful for you for being willing to translate. Yeah. Okay, so back to this book, The Magic of the Vajrayana. First of all, the fact that Ken uses that phrase, that he uses the word magic, is pretty magical, because indeed, it's very much like that. These practices, they take us very quickly into the depths of the mind's experience. It is about energy. We are a being composed of energy. Our whole experience is energy. And the deeper we go into understanding this, the easier it is to see our vastness and our interconnectivity, to the place where we reach the inner wisdom that allows us to understand how to be compassionate in this life. So here we go on engaging in Ken's way. I was so delighted that the example that he used in a number of places in the book was white Tara. And so I have taken sections. I've changed it. So definitely it's worth getting the book to see. It's different what I'm doing with it, because I know my students, I know my friends, I know the way that what I do that connects for you. And so I've sort of taken what he had to share. He shares a great deal about his personal journey, which was fraught with tremendous obstacles, really tremendous obstacles. And it reminded me, in order to engage in this work, we need to have the foundations in place. We need to understand what it is that we're doing, why we're doing it. But aside from all of that, Tara herself, when I asked His Holiness the Dalai Lama, why is it that people have such profound experiences with this dance, either as dancers or as audience. Why do they have such profound experiences when they don't know anything about Tara? They don't know anything about the Vajrayana or what it is that we're trying to do. And yet I've seen many people in the audience weep, and they don't know why they're weeping. They just know that they've been touched profoundly. His Holiness said to me, he said, well, but it's because it's Tara. He said, you don't need to know the name of the wind to feel its effect. And she's this specific form of energy. She has made a vow. She is a being who has made a vow. She will remain with us until we are all free. And her one goal is to help us to free ourselves. And so in that way, then, we can turn to her. It doesn't matter what we believe. It doesn't matter who we are. Her love is like a mother's love. He said to all of us, she is our mother. Her love is a mother's love. And so she doesn't care whether you believe in her or not, or she wants the best for you. And so these various practices have been developed as ways to make that connection. And I wanted to share them with you. So I'm going to ask Noelle, first of all, if everyone could sit at least with their back as straight as possible so that the winds of the body move into the center. Okay, and you can close your eyes. And Noelle, if you would put the picture of white Tara on the screen. We engage with the deity in different ways. There are different levels of tantric experience. It starts, the most basic level is the introduction, as if this was a new friend or someone whose relationship you want to cultivate. And the focus is in Tara in front of you. So the initial practices invite you to meditate on this beautiful form of Tara. As you progress, then, you realize you yourself have the same qualities as Tara. And as you continue, your focus becomes not only on the Tara before you, but the Tara that you are. And in the highest Yoga Tantra, you go into the depths of the mind because you have cleared the path. Using using deity yoga, using the form of the Vajrayana, the patterns of our emotional reactions and conceptual knowing are not able to function the way they do ordinarily. They function differently. In this way, the practice of engaging with the deity, such as Tara, allows you to experience life without self-obsession. So you are able to experience the vastness of your being. You develop power through this and become aware, an awareness that leads directly into open mind. Now, deity practice begins with an empowerment ritual. So I'm going to introduce you to this experience. Ken maps this out in his book quite beautifully, but very differently. So I've used his words as an inspiration, but they won't be the same thing when you encounter them in his book, should you purchase it. This empowerment ritual introduces you to the depths of Tara. The seeds of experience are planted in you, and through practice, these seeds grow and mature into radical shifts that change how you experience life. It's no more the endless seeking after having fun and being disappointed and not having as much fun as you would like. It's much more into the experience of being a profound presence capable of living a life of loving compassion and uplifting the people around you. The mythos of White Tara is based in the reverence given to Avalokiteshvara. This is the Lord of infinite compassion. It's said that one day he became so overwrought, hearing the groans of countless beings struggling in samsara. Does this sound like you? I definitely feel like that sometimes. The groans of countless beings struggling in samsara. He wept 2 tears. One was green Tara and one was white Tara. And both were the expressions of the activity of compassion. In this version of White Tara empowerment that I'm offering you today, in Tara Dhatu, we consider that Tara is our teacher. She is our guru. She is our idam, our personal deity. And this empowerment comes from her. In this way, I am just her translator. You take this empowerment as a blessing in order to be inspired and to inspire those around you. So now begin with imagining that purified water is poured over your head, and this washes away everything you have ever done to cause harm, shame, regret, or pain to yourself or to others. We are going to chant Vajrasattva's mantra. This is the great purifier. If you do not know the long mantra, I invite you to repeat after me. Om Vajra Sattva Hung. Om Vajra Sattva Hung. Om Vajra Sattva Hung. Continue that as we chant through the long mantra once, clearing away any karmic residue of reactivity and confusion. Om Vadadava Samaya Manupalaya Vadadavatina Patito Tito Mebawa Sudakaya Mebawa Subakaya Mebawa Anuraktu Mebawa Savasidi Me Pracha Savakama Susame Chitam Sri Ankuru Hunga Bhagavan Savatatagata Vajramame Muncha Vajribhava Mahasamaya Sato. In front of you, imagine all of your sources of refuge. In the center of this mandala of power and presence appears white Tara. Reach out to your sources of refuge. Ask them to lift you out of your struggles, out of your emotional reactivity, out of your confusion. Can you feel their inspiration and energy? You connect with your own inner power and presence. You are the timeless awareness that is arising as white Tara, that which is within you, that is of the same nature as the Tara before you, also arises. As you look at the Tara before you, all of your sources of refuge melt and merge with her. There appears a protective circle around you to shield you in the magic of this practice from distractions and disruptive forces. Tara's body is clear and white, like moon crystal. Charming and attractive, she's graced with extraordinary beauty. Her smile radiates peace. She has 3 eyes on her face. The third eye is the wisdom eye in the center of her forehead. She has 1 eye in the palm of each hand and the sole of each foot. The 7 eyes of timeless awareness. Her right hand is extended in the gesture of supreme generosity. Her left holds the stem of a lotus between the thumb and ring finger. 100-petaled lotus blossoms beside her left ear. She wears beautiful jewelry of gold, set with precious stones. She has a crown with 5 gems, earrings, short necklace, long necklace, bracelets. She is adorned with heavenly flowers. Her black hair is partially bound up. The rest cascades down her back. Her feet rest in Vajra posture. She is directly in front of you, and as you look upon her with joyous welcome, like a vision in a mirror, you realize you too are white Tara. Your body is clear and white, like moon crystal, shining with the light of all the colors of the rainbow. Charming and attractive, you are graced with extraordinary beauty. Your smile radiates peace. You have 3 eyes on your face. The third eye is the wisdom eye in the center of your forehead. You have an eye in the palm of each hand and the sole of each foot, the 7 eyes of timeless awareness. Your right hand is extended in the gesture of supreme generosity. Your left hand holds the stem of a lotus between the thumb and ring finger. 100-petaled lotus blossoms beside your left ear. You wear beautiful jewelry, gold, set with precious stones, a crown of 5 gems, earrings, a long necklace, a short necklace. You are decorated with heavenly flowers. Your hair is partially bound up. The rest cascades down your back. Your feet rest in Vajra posture. A stream of brilliant white light flows from the Tara's heart in front of you into your forehead, cleansing you of every impurity, every illness, every lapse in attention, every emotional eruption, every shameful, hurtful, or mistaken action, and all associated karmic conditioning. Light from the Tara before you attracts the power and energy of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas throughout all time and space. Their qualities and abilities in body, speech, and mind take form as white Taras, some big as mountains, others small as snowflakes. They pour into you, they merge with you from all directions. They invest you with the power, understanding, energy, and compassion of the primordial white Tara, the understanding and energy of timeless awareness. You are white Tara, and you rest in indescribable light, unfathomable emptiness, inexpressible bliss. In the heart of the Tara in front of you, white Tara's mantra in brilliant white letters appears. Repeat her mantra. Om Tare Tutare Ture Mama Ayu Punya Jnana Hutum Kuru So Ha. You see the syllables like a stream of white light arise from her heart, move through her throat, enter your throat, and come into your heart, bringing the sound and energy of her mantra into your heart. As you repeat each syllable, you call upon Tara to protect you, to charge you with the power of her mantra, to sustain you in your effort to awaken, to make your understanding present in everything you do. The energy of her mantra fills your heart, and you are able to invest whatever you say with her energy and understanding. Brilliant light shines from the heart of the Tara in front of you, inviting the power, attainment, energy, and timeless awareness of all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. All these aspects of awakened knowing and experience take the form of white lotus flowers pouring down upon you like rain. As they touch you, they dissolve into light, melting into your body and filling your heart. In the center of your heart, the syllable tam arises. It radiates light, and from the Tara in front of you arises another body of Tara, melting into light, coming into your heart. Everything she knows and understands floods your whole being, filling your heart and mind with her energy. Thoughts about the past, the present, and the future drop away. Just rest. Don't try to do anything. Rest deeply, open to what arises. Allow yourself to be that knowing in which awareness, clarity, and emptiness are not separate. You can touch Tara's mind in everything you experience. The Tara before you radiates from her chakras, streams of light, blessing you with the power and energy of the various kinds of awakening activity, calming, enriching, magnetizing, destroying. White light from her forehead comes into your forehead, then shines from your forehead, filling the universe with its brilliance. It calms all illness, disease, emotional eruptions, harmful and hurtful activity, and all the confusion and reactivity that creates pain and suffering in the world. From your forehead, from her forehead, into the world. A stream of red light from her throat comes into your throat and then shines from your throat, transmitting power and energy to each and every being, enabling them to stand in their natural dignity, to subdue whatever is problematic and troublesome, to energize them to realize their aims for others and themselves. A stream of red light from her throat, from your throat, to all beings. A stream of blue light from her heart comes into your heart, shines from your heart. It destroys the power and influence of obsessions and frees all beings from the disruption and harm of confusion and reactivity. A stream of blue light from her heart comes into your heart, shines from your heart, destroying the power and influence of obsessions, freeing you and all beings from the harm of confusion and reactivity. A stream of yellow light from her navel to your navel shines from your navel, bringing nourishment and prosperity to every being, enriching and extending their lives, and increasing the good they receive and the good that they do. A stream of yellow light from her navel to your navel, bringing nourishment and prosperity to every being. A stream of green light streams from her base chakra to your base chakra, shining, permeating the whole universe, doing whatever needs to be done to free all beings from the confusion of samsara. All this light comes back to you, blessing and empowering you to share your insight and experience to help others. As the Tara before us, and as the Tara we are going to make infinite bliss offerings to Tara. So we are now going to dance the 8 precious offerings.
From the waters of my heart, I offer drinking water. May this water satisfy all who suffer from thirst. May the water of truth alleviate all suffering. Receive, O enlightened ones, the pure water of the earth. Om Vajra Agyam Ahum. From the lotus of my heart, I offer living water. May all physical impurities be removed. May all karmic patterns be cleansed. Receive, O enlightened ones, refreshing water to bathe. Om Vajra Padyam Ahum. From the lotus of my heart, I offer flowers. May all that is seen be pure and beautiful. May all experience the body of enlightenment. Receive, O enlightened ones, all the beauty of the world. Om Vajra Ahum. From the lotus of my heart, I offer incense. May all sense and smell be wholesome and pure. May concentration be deep and discipline profound. Receive, O enlightened ones, rare and precious incense. thee are home. From the lotus of my heart, I offer light, light to penetrate the darkness, like the moon and the stars. May the light of intelligence guide all action. Receive, O enlightened ones, the light of the world.
Noel, please spotlight the white Tara again. Sitting again, back straight. Light streams from your white Tara body, illuminating every corner of the universe, touching each and every being with goodness and understanding, relieving their pain and struggles, and opening countless doors to their own awakening. There is a commitment inherent in this relationship. It's a sacred promise to listen to the awakened aspect of your own mind and heart. It is a promise to follow your spiritual aspirations, wherever they take you. It is a promise to obey wisdom at the core of your being. You cannot rely on the conceptual mind. When the fog of confusion arises, invoke your sources of refuge. Let them lead you back to your own wisdom mind. There is the knowing that does not depend on reason or concept. In this way, you learn to live your commitment to awakening in every aspect of life. Say these words out loud. I am empty, timeless awareness. I am empty, timeless awareness. I am empty, timeless awareness. For a moment, thinking stops. These words are like a spell that breaks the enchantment of the conceptual mind. Your mind stops. Who are you? Don't answer, just rest right there. There is nothing there that you can define. There is nothing there that you can grasp. There is an indescribable clarity. Rest in that. There is a knowing, not conceptual, indescribable. You are white Tara. The eye in your forehead looks into the essence of being. The two other eyes take in the infinity of beings that arise, abide, and vanish in the countless world systems that come and go over eons. You arise, you are white Tara. The eye in your forehead looks into the essence of being. Your other eyes take in the infinity of beings that arise, abide, and vanish in the countless world systems that come and go over the eons and vastness of infinite space. The eyes on the palms of your hands and the soles of your feet take in the pain and confusion of every being in every world with a combination of understanding and compassion. You see how each and every one of them struggles. Your ability and willingness to help them are expressed in your right hand, extended in a gesture of infinite giving. Your left holds at your heart the stem of a lotus flower that blooms by your left ear, a reflection of the utter purity that is present even in the swamp of samsara. Sit relaxed at ease, serenely peaceful, empty of any trace of self-consciousness, self-importance, self-obsession. From your forehead, throat, and heart, you send light out to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas in every realm of every universe, calling on them to bless you with their awareness and energy, their power, understanding, and compassion. Your call transcends time and space. Millions of white taras, all sizes, rain out of the sky and dissolve into you. Your whole being vibrates like a great bell. You are white Tara, timeless and ever present, empty, clear, immediate awareness. You are here to help beings know a peace that is inexpressible, a peace that transcends understanding, a peace that immediately frees all who touch it from the confusion and reactivity of samsara. Your heart blazes with brilliant light, illuminating the whole universe and striking the hearts of Buddhas throughout the universe. Light streams from their hearts. Draw their energy and light into you. Let their light, energy, and awareness merge with you. Turning your attention to all beings, send light from your heart to them. This light instantly dispels their confusion, reactivity, struggles, illness, and pain. Just as sunlight instantly dispels darkness and gloom. In their joy, in their hearts, also blazing with light. Breathe in the light. Peace and joy flood you from head to toe. The peace of freedom from reactivity. The joy of freedom from confusion. And then radiate the light out into the world to each and every being. Breathe in light. Radiate light. Touch every Buddha and every Buddha realm with your devotion. Touch every being and every realm in samsara with your compassion. Draw in the power and energy of awakening from all Buddhas, the peace and joy of freedom. You are fulfilled as every being in samsara is freed as you breathe out the light. Continue this meditation as I read this section. Drawing in the power and energy of the enlightened ones, radiating out your power and energy to all beings. This is a method of energy transformation. Connecting with the Buddhas, you connect with a higher level of awareness and energy. Draw it in and absorb it. When you radiate light to beings in each of the 6 realms of suffering, you are bringing a higher level of awareness and energy to your own emotional reactivity. Emotional reactions break up, release energy. This higher level of awareness is made possible by released energy, and it is experienced as timeless awareness. Continue this transformation. Radiate, absorb, radiate, absorb. Stimulating this transformation, you develop higher levels of energy, and you create the conditions in your being for transformation to arise. You are able to sustain attention at higher levels of energy, penetrating deeper into your system, stirring up deeper levels of reactivity and confusion. Don't worry. Emotional reactions may erupt with little or no warning because of energy surging through you, powered by the energy released. Emotional reactions may break up. This may precipitate dramatic shifts from experiences of extreme joy and light to depression, but don't be nervous about that. Bring clarity to your confusion from profound peace. Don't attach any significance, just keep coming back to clear, empty knowing of mind's nature. In this way, you come to see and know things for what they are, fluctuations and movements in the mind. Close your eyes. Light radiates from your heart with a brilliance brighter than the sun, illuminating not only your body, but the world around you with its palaces and grounds, the protective circle, everything, even the chaos of the world outside of your protective circle and every being in it. All of those beings dissolve into light. This light comes into you, into your heart, into the seed syllable tam in your heart. And your form as white Tara dissolves into light until all that's left is the tam. It too dissolves from the bottom of the tikle at the top to a tiny point of light. The point of light itself dissolves and disappears. Now open your eyes and look at the room around you. As it comes into focus, the mind moves, following a thought, a sound, a body's sensation. Listen to the sounds of life around you. Rest in the openness of mind. Thoughts come, thoughts go. Everything you experience is tinged with a bit of wonder, of magic. Keep that sense of wonder, and with it the clear, empty knowing in which experience arises. You are still white Tara. Feel in yourself the infinite compassion and unfathomable spaciousness, peace, and freedom. Pray. The power of this practice will help others to know peace and freedom, that all beings may have the good fortune of living in peace, understanding, and ease of body and mind. Imagine that your wishes create white flowers of good fortune to rain down from the sky on every being, healing their bodies, calming their fears, bringing understanding and peace to their minds. Carry with you the feeling of being Tara as you go about your life. Keep touching the mind of Tara, a deep peace, an infinite compassion, a sense of awe and wonder, and a joy in the richness of life. You are the essence of wisdom and compassion, and your love and light fill the world. Noelle, can I please have the gallery view? And there you are. All of my white Taurus. So beautiful. Okay, we're going to take a little break just for a few minutes, water in and water out, and then we'll come back. And when we come back, I want you to bring a statement about what you just experienced. Okay. Let's have gallery view, please. All right, there you are. So before I call on you, why don't you volunteer? I want to hear, how was that experience for you, and did any questions arise? Wave your hands. Okay. So let's start with Mary Wood.
I felt the practices were just so profound, expansive, calming, centering, and seemed so like, oh, yes, right. But then the more further we went into the meditation, the more my mind wanted to turn it into like a magic genie that was going to fix all the mundane problems. Like maybe, oh, if I just meditated more and thought about Waitara and opened my heart, I can help my son fix his car problems and the financial problems I've been stressing with. And so and then suddenly I'm like, okay, now no. So then I sort of got confused. Like the purpose of this is not, to be a magic genie to solve all the mundane problems. But then my mind said, well, but part of compassion is to help people with the everyday difficulties, although that's not really the point. It's not really the point. So it's sort of like it is important, but it isn't important at the same time.
Right. Well, it's not so much solving the problems as our attitude toward the problems, being able to see the blessing inside the problems. Yes, there are problems. Yes, the car needs to be fixed. The money problems need resolution, but our relationship to them is what causes all of the mental activity, our relationship to resisting, to being afraid of what's coming, of what's going to happen. If we're just in the moment with the thing, well, there it is. It is what it is. And the mind itself can relax into an open space. As soon as the mind starts to move and conceptualize about the thing, well, the car is broken, he can't get to work. If he can't get to work, he can't get the money, or whatever the whole whatever is created around, whatever thoughts develop, rather than just simply being present in the experience as it is. It's tricky. The mind is not an easy thing. That was one of the things that Miri's son said to me, well, how do I control my mind? Oh, well, that's what we're talking about. That's exactly what we're talking about. It takes energy to be able to do that. It takes energy to be able to hold the mind to its open spaciousness, because it's pattern, it's yeah, I guess pattern is the best word I can come up with right now. That holds it in place. But when you have the energy, you can break through that pattern. That's where developing the practice of Tara, you're identifying with a being that has completely mastered this, that there are no grasping onto this is the way it has to be, because that's really what the mind is telling us. As though we don't have enough money means some part of our mind is saying that's not the way it's supposed to be. The car is not supposed to be not working. These things are not, we're resisting what is present in life rather than being open to what gift is here. What is the gift in this experience? What is the opportunity for me to fall into the depths of my wisdom and radiate my loving compassion. How do I do that in this situation? And that's really what we're developing the mind. That's why engaging and identifying with White Tara is inviting us to be able to do that. Thank you for sharing. That was perfect. Yeah, it was really perfect. Okay, let's see another hand. Noelle, you can just pick somebody. I can't see very well anyway.
Celia.
Okay, Min.
Min, go ahead and unmute. There you go.
Hi, Prema. This is perfect. I really appreciate today's teaching and meditation. And I honestly, when I read your email about relax, I didn't really understood what you mean by relax. And then again, how can I relax? Like two things. I don't understand what you mean by relax. And also, how can I relax? I want to relax. I want to be relaxed, but how? Then today I've been practicing Tara practice every morning. And when I read four thoughts, when I recite four thoughts, and I start to realize why I need to recite four thoughts before Tara's qualities. Because all these forces telling me that's what I have. That's what I have, and I need to work on it. And I have obstacles, but then I try to remove the obstacles so hard. So I did all the practice to make it remove. Don't want to have it. So remove the obstacle. So I won't have that obstacle. But the more I try to remove, it stays. So I wasn't quite sure what to do with the obstacle, but I also didn't know what to say about it. So I couldn't ask you either. I don't know what to say about this obstacle. I don't even know what obstacle I am facing. I just feel heavy and I feel stuck and I don't feel free. And of course, I'm not in peaceful mind. And when I meditate, I used to have a certain state that helps me stop thinking and stop feeling certain things and just relax there. But then the Taras quality when I couldn't even engage with it. There's a blocks. Then after Tara mantra reciting, and suddenly I was thinking, is this what Prema mean by relax? All the obstacles and your teaching is water, and my obstacles are of heat. So in the seed to become sprout, the seed had to break. And you were watering me. And then I have all this obstacle creating heat. And I feel like there is certain crack. And after mantra, I saw what obstacle was that, although doesn't matter what I said, inside, I want to be purified, like a pure. I want to have pure quality. So I'm holding that anything pure in my concept, I hold on to it. and things that doesn't look pure, then I want to move. And I want to getting better. I want to do well. I want to be happy. Whatever concept I have happiness. And all the grasp. So that, and the rest I pushed away. But then that your teaching and practice, Tara practice today, that's like crack. And I feel, oh, there is no such a thing. I don't know, it's good or bad. I don't know, but there's no such a thing. It's not important. Keep thinking about all this, because I probably have my dualistic concepts will demand me anyway. And today, this meditation, all the meditation you teach me, and really, really helps me to relax about my obstacle. And I am with you, and you're watering me. And I don't know, it's a long talk, but I just
Yes,
want
I
to
think,
share you
yeah,
that
yes, I
it's
think we need to go on. But Min, I'm happy that you're able to move the energy because you are. And sometimes it's not comfortable. This is exactly what I was saying towards the end of this practice. Sometimes it's simply not comfortable because the mind is holding on to something. So when I say relax, it's because in order you need to give it some space to have some movement so it can reveal itself to you. Definitely it's moving. Definitely the energy is moving. You're applying really good practice to your work. It's good. And you're so creative. You're such a poet in what you're experiencing. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing. Yeah, thank you so much. Okay, we've got time for a few more.
Celia, did you have something? Yes, okay, go ahead and unmute Celia.
So Prema, thank you. That was a wonderful opportunity to let go.
Well, I can't understand you, Celia.
Oh,
Maybe you get closer to your, there you
can you
go.
hear me now?
Yes, that's much
Okay,
better.
sorry. It was a wonderful opportunity for me to let go of perception, to let go of the physical, to just absorb, radiate. And sorry, I get emotional. But in the moment with the meditation, it was a really freeing, beautiful feeling of just expansiveness and light and love. My dog is sick at the moment and she's just lying here in the room, absorbing it. I wish I could get past the crying stuff because every time I feel really, anyway, it was really powerful. And thank you.
Well, thank you for sharing. It was, I knew I was taking a risk with this practice, but I really felt it was so beautiful and there was some power in it. Yeah, thank you for sharing, Celia.
We do have 3 other hands up right now. Do you
Okay,
feel
let's
like
go.
keep
Let's
going
go.
ahead? Okay.
Yes.
Regina, go ahead and unmute.
Hi, Prema.
Hi.
I was in great pain at the end of offering the precious offerings. And so I realized, oh, I'm just going to lay down. And I feel like that was somewhat of an entry for me because I could just really relax and not think about other things and whatever. So And what I wrote was, I felt this deep holding environment of light and love that allowed my body, heart, and mind also to radiate love and light. So I just felt the beauty and transformative qualities of the practice. I'm very grateful. So thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you for sharing, Regina. It's so nice to see you.
May, would you unmute, please?
Yes. So when you first said, come back with a statement about this, it was like my mind was really blank, because for the first time in a long time with the meditation, I actually lost thought. I really didn't have any thoughts during the whole time. I heard your words, I took them in some way, I'm sure, but I just felt totally at peace and centered and full of light and no thoughts. So that was a great blessing. Thank you.
Yes, fantastic.
Doesn't happen a lot.
Well, hopefully it'll happen more for you.
Yeah.
Particularly that it was very wonderful the way Ken put it, sending the energy out to the Buddha fields, receiving the energy, and then sending it back out again. Oh, very energizing, very, very wonderful what it does for the mind and heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, someone else.
Lori.
Good morning, Prema.
So good to see you.
Wonderful to be here. It was a very profound meditation for me, and it was wonderful to do the 8 precious offerings. I haven't danced that in a while. And I've been off of Zoom practices for several weeks, so it was a wonderful welcome home. I felt a really deep settling energetically in my body, and the part of the meditation where you talked about the quiet and the spaciousness of mind, and you did an affirmation, and I would like you to tell us again, because I wanted to write it down when you were saying it, but I didn't want to break my concentration to do that. It was
Let me
really
see if I can
effective for
find
me.
it here.
Something about spacious awareness.
I am empty,
Empty,
timeless
timeless
awareness.
awareness.
Empty, timeless awareness. That was really, that really landed very deeply for me today. And it's fraying a little bit, but I'm still sort of feeling that sense of being not in the usual thought patterns and being, closer, being more embodied in that feeling without having the mind running so much. So thank you very much.
Yes, well, we have Ken to thank for that one, for sure. I thought that was brilliant. Just the whole way he led us up to it and then dropped us in and then said, there you are. Yeah. Yep. Have a lot to thank that boy for, I must say, and that was one of them. Yeah. Many of the images in this meditation really I haven't found anywhere else but from his transmission. So I was really happy to share them with you all. How are we doing,
And now
Noelle?
Claire, we have Claire, and then we have Adrienne.
Oh, goody. Claire. Hi.
Kia ora, Prema, and everybody. Lovely to see you all. It's been months of Zooming, not
Our
Zooming.
Kiwi girl.
That's right. That's beautiful practice. Thank you, Prema. And I guess my statement is it's just a matter of keeping returning. I keep returning to empty awareness. When you take your breath after you've said stuff that was too loaded or whatever has netted you, just return again to that empty awareness. And if we practice regularly these beautiful practices and have these momentary experiences of bliss and oneness and peace, then we can bounce back onto that cushion again, after the disruption, and go, oh, that's right. I can keep returning to that empty awareness.
Yeah,
It's beautiful. Those
beautiful.
lovely 3 words there that Laurie asked for again. They really hit
Yeah.
home for me.
Beautiful. Actually, that reminds me of, let's see if this is the one here. He said, if you've practiced consistently, so this is for you, of course, for some years, you've set energy transformation in motion and you've built up some momentum. It transforms in your system, so your attention naturally becomes more clear and more stable, and you're capable of deeper levels of insight, compassion, and understanding.
Yeah.
Swaha.
Says every river ends in the sea. So, we might get caught on the shores or sluiced down some sewers or something, but in the end, if we will get to the sea of enlightenment, to that great, what it is that we're working towards.
Yeah.
Thank
Wonderful.
you.
Thank you so much, Claire. So beautiful to see you. And I'm very happy to hear that you're going to come and join us for our Manlam here in Brazil. That's fantastic. Yeah, we're putting it together. Boy, what an effort this is. It'll be
That's
so
the
wonderful to watch
aspiration.
people. Yeah.
That's the aspiration, joining in with everybody else's aspirations. So it will happen. It will be beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
How are we doing, Noelle?
We've got Adrienne, if you would
Adrienne,
unmute.
okay.
Hello, Preman.
Where'd you go?
The first line that really moved me was just the reminder that Tara's vow that she will remain with us until all are free. And it just touched me in a different way today, that sense that Tara is ever present with us. And I really felt the blessing of this empowerment. I felt empowered, truly empowered. I've been experiencing a lot of confusion with, we go through our own struggles and we manage them at different times, but there's been a lot of things happening at once. And so just a really big experience in the last few weeks of confusion, even in the midst of the daily practice. And there was a moment today of that complete clarity of letting go, and a sense that no matter what, that I am empowered to handle whatever comes. And I felt the blessing too of the vow that many of us here have made, along with Ultimate Tara, that we will remain, that we will support each other, that we will be here until all are free. And that too was a tremendous blessing, just feeling the interconnectedness of this community and the blessing of this lineage through you, Prema. I felt the skill, your skill, and profound wisdom in the way that you teach and all you have for me. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much. Yep, I just am some old yogini making my way, but I'm so glad that it has some relevance. It's beautiful. Yes, it was because of your invitations, those of you who came to this meeting, that I said, okay, I'm going to do this. I must have something to offer here. So thank you for being verbal about it, because it's helpful to me. Yeah, most definitely. How are we doing, Noelle?
I don't have anyone else that I see. I'm scrolling through the video here to see if anybody's waving at me, and I haven't noticed. So I think we're complete.
Mary
there.
Stone is
Malia.
Mary Stone.
Mary, okay. Mary
Oh, the
Stone.
birthday girl, yeah.
Unmute. Yeah, I
Here we
mean,
go.
it was interesting to hear that Miri's mother is what I will be on Monday, 86. And I guess a year ago I was, had this accident. And so I'm getting better, but it's still not, free and clear. But I'm going to Arizona with Ken's book, Prema. And so I'm going to be there for a month, 2 weeks on my own. So I'm looking forward to that. But I wanted to just say one of the things that has been very interesting to me is I'm having a mantra about some old song that says, nothing is forever, always is a lie. I can only love you till the day I die. So it's like, okay, I can follow that up to that point of till the day I die. And what your talk today pointed out to me is you die to that small kind stuff. And so what your talk presented to me today was the depth and the vastness of being. So that was what, so when you say, I can only love you till the day I die, it's like, what is that? What does that dying mean? What are you dying to? And I'm really a lazy practitioner. But I will say this, well, and Prema, as you get older, it just becomes more of a challenge to, as I say to people, your mind is going this direction, your body is going that direction. You're getting older, and you're losing energy and strength. So you have to have those practices built in so that, you can have the vastness of being keyword and you go, oh yeah, of course, I know what that concept is about. So rest in your being and the vastness of your being. So it's an ongoing dialogue with myself. And yeah, so way. So it is, yeah.
So it is. It's true. Well, it's really funny because the next thing I was going to talk about was one of the statements, the old Kalu Rinpoche, you probably remember him, the old guy. At any rate, he was sitting somewhere with Ken, and at one point he turned to him and he said, well, you know what the sutras say are true. So Ken is going, well, there's hundreds of sutras. What sutra are you talking about? And he said, old age is a drag. So this is a guy who spent more than 13 years in the caves, in the Himalayas, eating a little bit of barley flour every day, doing his practices. And he was in his 80s when he said this, old age is a drag. That just tickled me to no end, because life is what it is. That was basically what he was trying to say, is that, this is the conditions of life on this planet. This is what we have to live through. But on the other thing that your talk reminds me of is a book that I just finished that was so intriguing. It was by a woman who works in hospice and who is not necessarily any kind of spiritual practitioner, but she had a good heart. And she was very young when she got into this, which is not common. Most hospice nurses tend to be elderly or, in their middle ages. But she was in her 20s. And many times before people die, they have their relatives and friends come to greet them. They talk about them. She said that it's very different than a hallucination. She said it's obvious when somebody is hallucinating. They are not hallucinating. They're actually seeing beings who are welcoming them. And they know when they're going to die. They know that it's time. So it, it's a it's a mystery what happens at death, but I definitely don't think it's the end of the story. The end is not the end. Okay, wow, thank you so much, all of you, for sharing. That was really wonderful. Very, very grateful to hear from you. It's always, from my perspective, since I don't have, I don't have a book with lesson plans. I basically wait till some kind of inspiration comes along and grabs a hold of me and says, do this. And so I have no idea whether it's relevant or not, only that it's relevant to me. I was very moved by these white Tara practices. You will find in the book it's very different. You will find that I've been very selective in the things that I'm sharing with you. But it's it's really worth it. He's quite an interesting fellow, and he speaks so much about his life and his difficulties that it really helps you to see. Doesn't matter how much practice you've done, that things are going to arise, and this is your big opportunity. That is as uncomfortable as it may seem, as horrendous as the situation may seem. Nonetheless, inside of it is your gift. And this is what the Dharma should help you with. This is what your connection with Tara should help you with, is to see the gift inside. I was reminded of Lama Tenzin was such a great inspiration to me. The nastiness of samsaric existence he used to talk about all the time. And one day I had all of my costumes stolen and my jewelry, and it was a really big deal. I had just finished a big tour as a classical Indian dancer, so these were very expensive costumes, and all of my music, everything was gone. So the first thing I decided to do was call him. And the first thing that he said to me after I told him what happened, he said, are you hoping that the person who has your things is enjoying them? It was such a shock to me to even imagine that that was inside that experience, because, of course, there was this horrendous sense of loss, all these pieces that had been blessed by all of my different teachers and had been to all of these holy places, irreplaceable. The whole scene was irreplaceable on the one hand, but it was such an education for me to try to really learn to, really be happy for whoever had my things, to wish that they were enjoying them. So that was the first time that I understood the Dharma was not about solving the problem. It was about seeing into the problem, seeing where our attachments are. Where are our attachments? Because that's basically what it was. It was all my attachment to my things. And, you could say, well, you have every reason to be attached. Yes, but it doesn't bring me happiness. He was trying to tell me, if you want to be happy, you got to let go of this stuff. And not only let go of the stuff, but you got to let go of your feelings of revenge, or your feelings of, compensation, or whatever is going on that's disturbing the mind to the point where you can say to myself, I'm confused. I'm confused. Nothing is clear. I don't understand. Why did this happen to me? How about that one? Why did this happen to me? I'm such a good person. Why did this happen to me? And he was saying, well, there's a reason. Because you have to face your attachments. And if you don't, you are going to suffer. This is what the fourth thought that turns the mind. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about samsara, the vicious state of samsaric existence, as Lama Tenzin would say again and again. The vicious state. And what's vicious about it is the mind's grasping. I grasped onto those things. I could imagine them. I could imagine my wedding ring, was in that pile of stuff. I mean, it was just hysterical how I went through each thing and allowed it to torture me until I got it, until I heard, really, I had to listen to Lama Tenzin again and again, until I got it. So that is the point of the Dharma. It's not about solving our problems. It's about helping us to see through to where our attachments are. the attachment and aversion of life. We push away what we're afraid of being taken away from us. That's where our aggression comes from. Something is being taken away from us. Our identities, especially, this is one of the biggest things for us to examine is how do we cling to our identity? Those of us who are aging now, that's a big one for us. You know, the idea when we start to lose the capacity, when words don't come, they just don't. They're not there. And you know that it's a process of aging. There are all kinds of things that, of situations that I have to look at and say, it's a process of aging. That's just what it is. And to understand, as Kalu said here, old age is a drag. Let's see. So Ken said, life is life. It is what it is. We don't end suffering by trying to make life into something it is not. We end suffering when we stop struggling and be in life just as it is, in all its ups and downs, its rhythms, its messiness, its joys, its pain. Life is unpredictable. Earthquakes, wildfires, hurricanes, floods can change our lives in a moment. Riots, war, famine, plague, inequity, malevolence, unfair, there's, the whole thing. Injustice, it exists in every society, in every political system. Friends become enemies, enemies become friends. Death awaits us all, and it can come at any time. And old age is a drag. Thank you, Ken. Yep. Let's see. How are we doing time-wise? Oh, well, I have 10 more minutes. So let me see what I've got here that is really, I had such a good time going through his book and deciding. Here's one.
Remember translators.
Yes, Mitty came to remind me about the poor translators. It's so difficult to speak slowly when you're Prema. So Tara is your constant companion. And he suggests now, of course, I'd say the mantra. Say the mantra until it's part of your bones, so that whatever arises, the mantra will reorient you. The other possibility is to repeat a prayer that is the one that used to, may all beings have happiness and the causes of happiness. That was the one that I used the most. May all beings be free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May all beings dwell in bliss, free from all suffering. May all beings dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and free from aversion. The four immeasurables. Whenever thoughts of revenge, I was a very revengeful person, very angry person. So whenever this would arise, I would just repeat this prayer over and over and over again, because it helps the mind to center in this place where it relinquishes its grasping. That's really what we need to do. Let's see what else we have here. And then I want us to dance our Oma Hung together and the four immeasurables. Samsara, the cycle of existence, is not the world in which we live, but the way we live in the world. We struggle with what arises in experience. That struggle is characterized by reaction and confusion. So this is just a statement about the empowerment. An empowerment ritual is a theater, a play, an allegory of your own mind. The mythic world of the empowerment with white Tara is the awakened aspect of your mind, the form of timeless awareness. Your own mind, in the deepest sense, helps you awaken. The awakened aspect of your mind, timeless awareness, seeds of possibility. And then I thought this was beautiful. As a teacher, Samaya means that you see the student, because all of you are teachers in some way. Samaya means that you see the student as embodying the potential to be awake. You are all potential Buddhas. Your commitment is to nurture that potential. Your primary gesture is compassion, the compassion that seeks an end to suffering. You seek to bring the student to the point that he or she no longer struggles with the challenges of life. You realize that aim by helping the student become free from the tyranny of reactivity and confusion. And then here's my this paragraph. Actually, this is something that I wrote years ago, and I found it and I loved it again. The sadhana of Tara is a divine drama. We provoke the mind repeatedly to relinquish its grasp on the thought of inadequacy. We can choose how we think about ourselves. These thoughts have the power to orient us in such a way to the world we are immersed in. We are part of this world. As we let go of the things that bind us to the web of confusion, we discover a tremendous clarity. Although there is nothing solid below us, around us, in us, everything is engaged in the dance of infinite change. In that we rest, stable and open, relaxed and aware. We have awakened the depths of our possibilities, and each unfolding moment is an adventure in consciousness. We practice this letting go in so many ways. Our reference is the Divine Mother Goddess Buddha Tara. She is part of the infinite kaleidoscope of becoming, not separate from the world, and yet completely beyond its limitations. This is what we are, a kaleidoscope of becoming, not separate from the world, and yet completely beyond its limitations. Let's do that again. A kaleidoscope of becoming, not separate from the world, and yet completely beyond its limitations. This is the mystery and magic of our being. Okay, so Miri, please put the music on. I'll come and join you. Body, speech, and mind empowered. Throughout this radiant and abundant universe, we gather our offerings, transform them into wisdom nectar, and pour the blessing upon our world, giving everyone exactly what they need. all beings be happy. May all beings be free. We come together to bring heaven to earth. Opening our hearts, we rest in the wisdom of interconnectedness. We are all together in this wonderful adventure of life. We offer each being in this wide and wonderful world love, compassion, joy, and equanimity. May this wish increase more and more until it bathes the whole world.
May all beings have happiness and a cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and a cause of suffering. May they never part from the happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. May all beings have happiness and a cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and a cause of suffering. May they never part from the happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far. May all beings have happiness and a cause of happiness. May they be free from suffering and a cause of suffering. May they never part from the happiness that knows no suffering. May they dwell in equanimity, free from attachment and aversion to those near and far.
Gallery view, please, Noel.
Say again.
Gallery view, please. Yes, there you all are. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm so happy that you could come and join us. It's really, really precious. Really wonderful. So because of all of you, I'll figure out a date for April, March, right? This is, we're in March now, right? Yes.
We're in March.
Yes. And doesn't April come after March? Yes. So if you have anything that you particularly slowly, sorry, Zania, I'm so sorry. What a difficult job. Because of course, when the translator's not in front of me, I forget, what I have to do. Oh my goodness. Gina, hi, you got your little squirmers with you.
Always. Say hi to Prema. You guys can talk to her. Say hi.
Hi, Prema. Okay, now who are your name? Who are your name?
That's Prema.
Prema.
Oh boy, beautiful. Okay, well, I guess this is see you when I see you. Oh, Munlam. Yes, Miri wanted me to mention about the Munlam. So we are sorting things out, but the place, the posada, the guest house that we're organizing for our friends, we need to sort out who's coming pretty soon. So if you have intentions to join us for the Munlam in September, please at least send me an email to say, I'm strongly thinking about it, or I really want to come. We've almost got the finances figured out, but it's pretty tricky considering the international state of the dollar right now. So, but we're going to do our best. We're definitely going to make it happen. It's very exciting. The date's the 22nd through the 28th of September. Right, you need to arrive on the 22nd because we'll start the morning of the 23rd. Yes, and then the Rinpoche will come on the 25th. And so we'll have him with us for a couple of days, which is going to be really fun. He's this exalted Kalachakra fellow who adores Tara. And so he's so happy to come and be with us and to be with all the Taras. It's really special. Yes, the empowerment of 21 Taras. Yep. Any questions or anything you want to share or say before we say sayonara, see you around? No. Okay, well, this is bye for now, and stay in touch. I can't wait till I see you again. Bye. Can you turn that off, please?